Family Guy.
Salutations and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the G.N.A podcast. Games, nerds, and alcohol, where we get drunk and talk about things. I'm your host, Blue Shark 45, and I'm going to try to talk into the entire show in this voice because I failed to do this last week. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to who we have on this show. We have the one, the only... Jesus Christ, that is an AC/DC shirt, right? No, it's not. It's an ADHD t-shirt. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one, the only... Squirrel! Damok. How's it going, Damok?
What's going on, man? I'm still alive, I think, for the most part. How are you doing?
Well, I'm glad to hear that, sir. I'm also suffering from the whether or not I'm still alive, or... Are we in hell yet? Moving on, we have the one, the only Zyber blood. Zyber, how you doing, sir?
Well, I am doing particularly well this fine evening. No need to be a shrew about it.
Beret.
It's not a beret, it's a flat cap.
Beret.
All right, moving on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Blue Shark 45, and...
You okay, buddy?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure whether or not that muted during my cough or not. I guess I need to back off of the mic just a little bit so I'm not so freaking loud. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is G.N.A podcast, and we all do not have an excuse tonight to not be drinking. So let's make our way around the room with the man who hasn't been drinking for several episodes. Zyberblood, what you drinking tonight?
I am drinking a nice original taste Coca-Cola. No, fuck that shit. I am drinking a... all-in IPA by Druthers. It is a local brewery. It's all-in, and in my opinion, because of its content by volume, it's all day. And that is a 6.5. It is a mild, very mild, easy to drink IPA. If you don't like IPAs, well, I think you might like this. It doesn't have that overly like grapefruit taste or that like kind of earthy aftertaste. It's very, the only way I can say is Sam Adams tasting, but that's a lager and this is an IPA, but kind of the same kind of finish. And yeah, sort of a citrusy kick in the front, but kind of finishes like a Sam Adams.
So you're telling me that the attack is like getting smacked in the mouth lightly with a lemon wedge?
I would say more like an orange wedge.
All right. Well, Damok, what are we drinking out of that giant styrofoam cup that you've got in your hand?
So, they finally allowed me to make to-go orders and have alcohol. So, the local place, I believe it's Mexico Palace, has 32-ounce margaritas, and they seem to be a little heavy-handed on the tequila, which is making me a very happy Damok right now, but I'm going to finish this and go to bed.
Now, is that a frozen margarita, or is that a regular margarita?
So, I hate frozen margaritas, but we forgot to specify that we wanted on the rocks, so it's been frozen, but I've been letting it sit for like the last 40 minutes, so now it's unfrozen and just good margarita.
Very nice, sir. Have you ever tried jalapeno in your margaritas?
No, I have not. I've had a spicy margarita before, but I've never put jalapenos in my margarita.
Ooh, you need to take some tequila, some fresh limes, some fresh jalapeno, not jarred, not out of the can, and then mix it in with some cilantro and muddle it a little bit, the lime and the jalapeno and the cilantro, and then pour that tequila in and shake, and my God, it is glorious.
That sounds amazing. I think I'm going to look that up and try it.
All right.
Yeah.
That just made me think of sweet and spicy pickles. Good stuff right there.
You mean just like the regular sweet and spicy pickles, or are we talking like an actual alcoholic drink?
Like deli sweet and spicy pickles, not the crap that you get from like Vlasic or whatever.
But it has the crunch.
So do deli pickles. They have a better crunch, and they're thicker.
Yeah, those things are dangerously big.
Oh yeah, just the way she likes it.
Whole lot of girth, not a lot of length. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am drinking tonight something I had one can left over in my pantry of this.
Blue Moon.
Is a Hallard Brewing Company's Volcano Juice, which is a ginger beer shandy.
Holy shit, did you just say Halyard?
I did.
Oh my God, Burlington, Vermont.
No, I'm sorry, sir. It's South Burlington, Vermont.
Essex. So what? Semantics. Dude, that place is fucking amazing.
I found it, what were we making? I think it had amaretto, bourbon, and it had this in it, this ginger beer shandy in it, and made some cocktail that Brittany looked up one day, and I enjoyed it. It was very good. I don't have the amaretto anymore. Oh, very nice. That's the smallest of growler I've ever seen.
Yeah, they do big growlers, and they do these, and they call them grenades.
Oh, okay. So in Canada, when you use the word growler, it refers to a lady of the night, a streetwalker, a prostitute, hooker, whatever you want to use for this. And a grenade has another sexual reference in the terms of the fat chick that you jump onto to protect your buddy while he's trying to hook up with her not so fat friend. I think I'm using that term rightly.
Stephen Lynch does a song about that.
Okay, so that's very interesting that they called it a grenade. But I guess you have to know that Canada reference for it in order to be entertaining.
Okay. But this is like, very upstate Vermont. So.
All right. So they're in on the joke. Well, ladies and gentlemen. So I am not having this ginger shandy and amaretto drinks tonight. I'm actually having what I looked up on the internet because I was like, hey, I've got this and I've got bourbon. So what can I make with this? And so I am enjoying a Kentucky Mule made with lemon juice, the ginger beer shandy, and Maker's Mark, which is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. 750 alcohol by volume. It's a very mellow bourbon. I still would go with Bullet. Bullet is still one of my more enjoyable ones. It's a lot easier to drink. It doesn't require this. I would definitely Maker's. I'd always like on the rocks. I never like it straight as is. Bullet, I can have that as is, straight from the glass or straight from the bottle, and it's not as much of a bite. And I think it's got a smoother finish. But Maker's Mark is pretty good. So I probably put about a shot glass worth of that into this, with some of the lemon juice, some ice, and the majority of the Halyard can. And it's a Kentucky Mule.
All right. I would say use the Halyard. Well, depending on how big of a drink you want. If you want just like a standard like pint glass, use half that can of Halyard. Shot of fresh lemon juice, 2 shots of feline, or it's called a feline good, Tomcat gin. 2 shots of the Tomcat gin, a shot of lemon juice, and half that can. Shake that shit over ice, pour it into a glass, have yourself a merry old time with a wedge of orange on top.
I'd give that a go. I'm not much of a gin fan.
Frickin' delicious. Absolutely delicious. Like I said, when I come down there for your wedding, in November, if the world hasn't exploded by then, I'm bringing some Tomcat gin with me for you. You got to try it.
And I will happily do so. So the ginger beers are a lot more ginger than you would necessarily expect. If you're thinking ginger ale, you're in the wrong ballpark. The shandy is definitely mild by comparison to ginger beer. So it's a little bit of a milder taste with this Kentucky Mule. It kind of drowns out the bourbon. If I had more makers, I probably would have poured in maybe a shot and a half to 2 to kind of bring that up. You can still get notes of it, but it's a very mild drink. It's not very bitey, harsh on the attack. It's very smooth on the ginger and the attack, and then you taste a little bit of citrus as it melds into the vanilla notes that you get from the bourbon, and it eats any of that bite that you get from that first shot of bourbon that you have of the night. But it's an enjoyable drink. I don't know if it will get me drunk or anything, but it actually does a job of quenching my thirst. So, being that this is games, nerds, and alcohol, we're going to move into a topic. And shout out to Cecil Xavier as I actually explained this for the first time in a few weeks before asking someone what they're doing. But we're going to go into our state of games. State of games is where we pontificate about the state of games in the current market or what we've been playing for the past week. So let's make our way over to Damok. Damok, what is your state of games?
Well, Ko in Discord had the absolutely terrible idea to be like, hey guys, let's go back and play Elite Dangerous. And I was like, oh yeah, let's play Elite Dangerous. So I downloaded the game, Ko downloaded the game, Cecil downloaded the game, as you know, I'm a big fan of it, have always been playing it. Ko played the game for about 2 hours and then quit. And then I played, and of course, I was having a lot of fun. Cecil cries about his schoolwork all the time, so we're not even sure how much he's actually played. But,
Hold on. He's gotten to the point where now he has nothing but voice commands helping him out.
Yeah, but I still haven't seen him play or anything yet. He played, I'll give him that, he played for like an hour or two, but then Ko finally got the hang of taking off and landing and jumping systems, and now he's, Ko is doing the Ko thing. But yeah, dude, I've been playing a lot of Elite Dangerous, like a lot of Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, you sound like you really regretted downloading that game, and I feel for you, Damok. The pain that you're going through right now is substantial, and yeah, I'm glad you're having fun, bud.
Oh yeah, dude, having a fucking blast playing it all the time. I really, really enjoy the game. I don't regret downloading it and playing it.
I don't regret it. I regret using it in VR, and now I don't want to play in anything but VR. But running VR in that on my computer, after I get out of VR, it fucking blue screens because my CPU isn't really meant for VR. It just can't handle it.
We're going to have to get that computer viewers updated. All proceeds that I've currently received on Let's Buy Blue Shark, a new computer that we started 2-3 years ago. We'll
3 years ago.
We'll be sure to roll that over into your GoFundMe.
All right, excellent. A whole, $1.
Exactly. And that $1 is going to go towards brainstorming the idea of how the hell we're going to get this off the ground. But what have you been playing, Zyber?
Well, I got KK to play my island in New Horizons. That's Animal Crossing New Horizons. So I kicked out of that game real quick. Went to Torchlight 2, that is, and I've been messing around in that. I've been playing a bit of R-Type EX. Let's see. Fuck. I jumped into Final Fantasy XII Remastered. Yeah. That's about it.
No Final Fantasy VII?
Ah, fuck that game.
What? Wait, I'm
Yeah.
super
Yeah,
excited
you
to
heard
buy
me.
it and play it.
I'm not buying it until it's like way, way cheaper than it is right now. I'm not paying $60, $70 for a game that's being released in episodes and have to pay like another $40 each episode. Well, all right, embellishing, it's like $25, $29 for the extra episodes. Yeah, I'm not going to spend over $100 on a game. Fuck that noise.
Wait. Where are you seeing that at? That's not what I'm seeing.
The extra episodes, last I read, were going to be released between like $25 and $29 each extra episode.
What the... Huh?
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. The whole game is out.
Yeah,
No, it's not. No, that's the first part of the game. It's supposed to be released in 3 episodes.
Well, this is interesting because I know people who do like YouTube videos for these things that turn them into like cinematic movies. They add in gameplay and random talking points, and then they add in scenes and such to create a kind of a movie with the video game. One of them's out. It's like 12 hours. So,
I'm looking and it says it will be, and then everybody says that all 3 of them already launched. That it came out as a whole. I must be misreading somewhere.
But regardless, I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to wait for that game to drop in price and all the hype and all the tiers and all that bullshit to wither away, because it's not really a remake. It really isn't. In my opinion, they didn't keep enough of the story for it to be a remake. So, yeah, it's more of an embellishment. So I'm not worried about it. Anyways, Blue, how about you? What's your state of games?
I've been playing pretty much nothing. I think between the 2 visits that I've had to make to Walgreens to pick up medications, sitting in line in the drive-thru, I've played Pokemon Go because there's actually Pokemon that I can capture around there. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of time to play video games, so I've been working, doing other things. I have been watching some stuff. So I watched a bunch of stuff on Final Fantasy VII, the history of it, kind of like what's going on in the game, and then like Advent Children, and what's the one with what's his name? Guy that they make immortal. Maybe you find him in a coffin.
Sephiroth?
No, not Sephiroth. You find him in a coffin. He's not necessarily someone that you find.
Vincent.
That's it, Vincent's story.
Yeah, yep. His game, I actually enjoyed that game when it came out for PS2.
Yeah, him and the guy who has Cloud's, he has the Buster Blade and hands it to the Cloud. What was his name?
I can't recall right now.
Yeah, his story as well. So I've
that was the story that they pick up in Crisis Core, right?
Yes, that's correct. Kind of the events that led up to the events of Final Fantasy VII. So I kind of did some of that, looked into it, and kind of figured out what's going on with all of this and what's the story of this. Getting into it, so I have some idea what's going on when I start watching Final Fantasy VII. Because I don't own a PlayStation, so I'm never going to be able to play this game unless they decide to do a port to Xbox or PC. But yeah, so that's my state of games. If they have done episodic stuff for this, not thrilled with that. Because rather, if like you want to blow through the game, blow through the game. If you want to take your time, take your time. It's your choice how you want to play a game. I'm not much of an episodic person. Because like when I get into a game and I want to keep going through it, and like I'm like hooked and I end up playing until midnight, I want to play till midnight, not have to stop because, well, you've finished the game. Zyber?
Yeah, I feel the same way with Pokemon Sword and Shield with the expansions. I'm pretty much as far as I'm going to go in that game at this point. I have the expansions, yes, and I'll definitely jump into it at some point, but I'm probably going to just wait until September to hit both parts of the expansion all at once. But yeah, I don't know. If I lose interest in a game early on and then they do an expansion or a extra season or whatever they want to do it as, like an episode or whatever, well, I'm not going to really worry about it until much later.
Well, that's good. So let's get into some news. How about we get into some chaos here? This whole
dude, fucking 40k Chaos Guard are insane.
40? What? No, I'm going more of the vandalism and anarchy route. So this whole like coronavirus conspiracy ties to 5G. Yeah, Woody Harrelson's a crazy man, but the what I'm really going to get into here is the idea is that these people are destroying cellular towers, 5G cellular towers, and they're attacking, according to some reports, they're attacking workers who are actually maintaining these sites. And there are some people that are actually encouraging violence against these individuals who are installing these things, or technicians or whatnot. And it's really just sort of a fucked up thing that's going on in the UK, and then apparently, as Damok told us before the show, in Canada too. Anyone's thoughts on these?
Well, I think these people that are flipping their wigs and blaming 5G, take off that tinfoil hat and get their fucking heads checked, get on some really good medication. Maybe, not medication, maybe just a bunch of indica and melt into the couch. But yeah, they need to get their fucking heads checked. It's ridiculous. There's no need for it.
Oh man, it's a fucking shit show. Overall, it is really just a shit show with everything that they're talking. That it's not 5G that's causing COVID-19, but it's 5G that's suppressing everyone's immune system so that you do get COVID, and they want you to suspend 5G networks universally because they've been quote-unquote untested and they're unsafe, and we're human guinea pigs for the man. But yeah, this shit is fucking mind-numbingly stupid.
Okay, microwave ovens are unsafe, but everybody has one in their house.
Dude, your cell phone. Holy shit, dude. Your cell phone by itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got a lithium-ion battery in it, and you put it up to your goddamn head. You carry it in your pocket next to your fucking testicles and ovaries every goddamn day.
Let alone LiPo batteries. When they explode, they burn hot, they burn quick, and they burn long.
Oh yeah, dude, you're totally fucked. So, I mean, your regular cell phone, 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, whatever, if you're worried about the RF radiation that you're going to get from 5G, yeah, you got bigger problems, man, because you're going to get doused with the shit whether you like it or not. And yeah, you could say that there's more cancer now than there ever has been, but duh, there's going to be more cancer now. There's more fucking people.
Yeah, this is not really new. There's been people who blame living near high power lines. I'm not like the ones that actually are like the towers, the trestle towers. There's people that said those cause cancer. Like, this has been like a theory going on for a long time. I watched some guy's video who supposedly was encouraging violence against these people. I only watched through like one of his videos. He kept playing some Hallelujah, Glory to the Queen King kind of a song, and I didn't want to listen to it. But I never really heard him like condone it. But he was like, "Oh, here's the evidence," and he was like showing like article after article. One of the articles he showed was from like 1980 something. Like, new research comes out all the time. Like, like people's theories get debunked. It's the whole scientific world does that. Like, it's a hypothesis until it's a law. But to me, a lot of this stuff is, maybe it causes problems. Maybe it does. Maybe if you were around it close enough to it every single day, possibly could do this. I know you guys are shaking your head, but honestly, where the towers are and where you are, you're probably freaking fine.
All right. What I'm holding in my hand right now is a 5200 2-cell 7.4 volt LiPo battery. This right here can burn down my house and the 2 houses right next door. So that battery that you have in your phone, that is more dangerous than what you think you're getting from 5G. So weigh it in. Absorb it.
Well, but the 5G, the reason why I think they're getting all up in arms about this is the 5G is radiating something, and people are associating that with probably radiation. Now, there's a difference between nuclear radiation and this sort of radiation.
Absolutely.
What do MRIs use just magnets for their imaging, don't they?
Yeah, it's electromagnet stuff. But
yeah,
guess what? That's what power lines use, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not dying from it.
No, this is a lot of crazy shit. Like, honestly, it really is. Yeah, maybe they could find out that sunscreen causes cancer in 10 years, 15 years from now. Maybe they could find some minor connection between 5G and something. But to me, it's a little crazy. Eastern medicine is different than oh, Jesus Christ, I cannot talk like this all night. Eastern medicine is a lot different than Western medicine because they don't just take into account scientific facts that we do. They take into account spiritual things. So it's like your cheese, your chakras, all that stuff. Like there's more than just, okay, doc, I can't sleep. Well, let's figure out why you can't sleep. Let's figure out your stress levels. Let's figure out what you need to do to lower that. Let's figure out like your imbalances that you're currently experiencing in your life that are causing that versus the way we normally treat it is we treat it with medication. They talk about using like herbal remedies. They talk about acupuncture. They talk about not the Western yoga. They talk about like the Eastern yoga and crap like this. So maybe this could interfere with some of that crap, but I don't know. I think these guys are just crazy. Damok.
Now, when you're saying that the Eastern countries and all of that rely more on herbal medication and yoga and a few other things, this is not to...
In addition to what we already use. Like, they don't just use they're not just relying on the alignments of the planets and all that other stuff. They're relying also on, I don't know, maybe you could call it Western medicine too. So they use a combination of the two.
Now, I will, as long as they're using a combination of the two, but the people that are using only natural stuff and trying to get you to buy their essential oils and shit are batshit crazy. The reason it's so popular everywhere else is that...
Hold on, Damok.
Hold on.
No, real quick, just want a one-word correction. They are snake oil salesmen.
Oh, agreed. Absolutely agreed. That's the dumbest thing if you buy essential oils and just fucking trap yourself in a plastic bag for a bit. But yeah, no, the Eastern countries generally over the years have been far more poor and underdeveloped. So natural remedies and, exercise has always been the go-to. And here in the United States, you're supposed to also fucking exercise and take some supplements and make sure you're getting all your vitamins, but most people don't. And then they go, oh, well, these herbal supplements, they'll totally help you out. No, they won't.
They will make your pee smell funny.
Hey, it's a change. And maybe that's the change that we all need. No, it's not. Yeah, it's a lot of kooky shit. People, don't do stupid shit. Don't attack people. Just fuck off.
God, not even over 5G. Just fucking let 5G happen so that people can get decent goddamn speeds with a bigger global coverage area. So we can just be done with it already. You won't have to progress past 5G, although we will eventually. It's not fucking 5G that is doing it. There's no radiation from 5G that's suppressing your immune system, that's giving everybody fucking COVID-19. You're a moron if you think that way. But whatever, hashtag stay woke. Ban the fucking 5G.
But, there's how many people believing in Scientology? Come on, I mean, nut jobs everywhere.
See, I was told I was not allowed to talk about these things, because if you want to get into a religious conversation and debate, I'll have a great time.
Yeah, let's try to stray away from that. So we were talking earlier before the show started about everyone getting their checks, as long as they fall within this whole category. So for our non-American listeners, the United States Congress and Senate passed a stimulus bill.
Japan passed something similar.
Okay. So what I know about ours is it's going to give people who are going to be claiming unemployment due to this more money. It's also going to stimulate certain things. There's something in there that's going in there. It's funding the damn Kennedy Center. I'm not a fan of this crap for them doing that shit. So, I get it. There's people in the Kennedy Center that are losing jobs and crap, but my freaking God, like, why are we giving this? If the Kennedy Center dies or goes dormant for a while, they'll let the Kennedy Center die or go dormant for a while. Anyway, so individuals are, if they fall within a certain income range, and we found out that it has to do more with, what was that again, Damok? Your annual gross income or something like that?
Yeah, your AGI, the annual gross income, with the specific tax breaks that are being calculated in there as well.
Yeah, so as long as that number does not exceed $99,000, you get a check. The check is $1,200, and it goes from $75,000 to $99,000. It starts to diminish in value if you make in that range. If you make below that range for your AGI, which is based off of either your 2018 tax return, which you should have filed, or if you haven't already filed for your 2019 taxes, then it's going to be based off that. Otherwise, it's going to be based off your current tax return that's been filed, and it's a $1,200 check, decreasing from there to $0 if you make over 75. So apparently, wanted urgently, CNN Business, people who know a half-century-old computer language so states can process unemployment claims. So, on top of ventilator masks and healthcare workers, you can add COBOL programmers to the list of what several states urgently need as they battle the coronavirus pandemic. So, I know nothing about the COBOL programming language. I never even knew that was a programming language. I thought it was Fortran.
I got corrected when it was posted because I was thinking Mortal Kombat.
Right? Because Fortran's the one that I know is the oldest. At least I thought Fortran was the oldest. But, so, I guess, they still run on older mainframes and they're using COBOL, so, the unemployment system was not set up for this pandemic. They're not ready for it. So that's part of the reason why a lot of this crap's getting delayed. Yeah.
Another thing is, last I knew, I don't know if it's changed, a lot of stuff still runs on Oracle.
God, college ran on Oracle. That's how I got my transcripts and shit, was on Oracle. Oracle's everywhere. It's all seeing. It's all knowing. As long as you've got a gold coin to pay. But, so Connecticut has admitted it's struggling in the process a large number of volume unemployment claims with its 40-year-old system comprised of a COBOL mainframe and 4 other separate systems. The state is working to develop new benefit systems with Maine, Rhode Island, Mississippi, and Oklahoma, but the system won't be finished before next year. So literally 40-plus-year-old systems, and they got to process like New Jersey, more than 362,000 residents filing for unemployment in the past 2 weeks. Coders have moved away from this aging language. It was developed back in 1959, according to the National Museum of American History, and it stands for Common Business Oriented Language. It's a programming language that was used to create very specific percentages of business systems over the period of the 60s, 70s, and even into the 80s. But over time, coders move away from the ancient language. Many American universities have not taught COBOL in their computer science programs since the 1980s. So that rules out you, Damok, right?
Oh yeah, I'm ruled out, man. Sorry, I read the article. I wasn't listening to what you were saying. I was too busy drinking this margarita and just going, oh, yeah, I needed this.
Yeah, it's, I mean, we're all employed. We're all still working. Zyber's essential. I'm essential, but I have to work from home.
I have to work from home, too. That's why I look scruffy as shit, dude. I haven't gone in the office in a month.
I have, one of the guys, from the, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I said I would never mention CrossFit on the same, but one of the guys from the gym, like, he has, like, the buzz short haircut, and, like, you can barely tell. And it's always these people that are just like, man, I need to get a haircut. I'm just, like, looking at them like, dude, when my hair starts going over my eyes, like, that's when I'm like, I need a fucking haircut. Like, when it starts creeping down my neck towards my t-shirt,
I need a haircut.
I need a haircut. Yeah, bullshit.
Look at that. I need a haircut.
Go get another Gillette razor and finish that off.
I don't use Gillette. They tear my head up.
Do you actually, have you tried using a straight razor?
I used to have one, but not anymore. And I'd have to practice if I got one on a peach, because if I could shave a peach without tearing the skin, I'm good to shave my head again.
Yeah. My barber, I asked him once, it's like, so do you actually use that at home? He's like, oh yeah, I practiced enough and learned it well enough that I use it, because it's like, there's nothing that comes close to that. Like, you want that smooth, baby
especially
smooth.
under here.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh.
Like, to get this, my neck, like, get that smooth as all get out, I have to literally shave down, then shaving cream back on, shave up, and then shave from left to right, and then right to left.
So what you're saying is you're Wookiee, and you just shave to look human?
No, I don't have that werewolf gene. Besides, when have you ever heard me say inaudible things?
Well, we do have, 218 episodes?
And then
where you're like a good portion of them?
Oh, bullshit. I do not go, Gah.
You just did. Proving the point.
This is like that I seen a text message where the guy texts his lawyer, and his lawyer's like, you cannot sign, we've been over this, you cannot sign documents as Batman. It's like, or the Dark Knight, or the Defender of Gotham, you cannot sign as Batman. We've been over this. And the guy responds to his lawyer, do you have anything that proves that I'm not Batman?
Exactly.
What about all those people that were, they got in a lot of trouble with Visa a couple years back because, when you go to sign your name, no one can sign their fucking name. It looks like a shitty little Scrabble pad and all that. So people were taking advantage of it and drawing little pictures like flowers and shit like that, all intricate and everything as their signature. And then Visa came back and nailed them. I forgot what they actually did to them, but yeah, they threatened to cancel their accounts or some shit.
I did that purposely for a really long time to see if my card would get canceled, and it did. I kept on drawing dicks. So every time the receipts went back to him, there's a big old dick.
See, I don't play around with that shit because I don't want payments bouncing. But yeah, so
payments didn't bounce. They were happy to take my money. It's just they're like, "Wow, is that an E? Oh, and it ends with a D? Wait, what? It's a dick."
Well, moving on. So massive lines formed to buy Nintendo Switch and the coveted Ring Fit Adventure. I know, Damok, you scrambled and you got the last Nintendo Switch. I know there's a lot of people who've been going out and buying those out to make a lot of money because they're not coming in as quickly and they're in high demand.
Yes.
So
There was also an article that I read about the Switch where there was a interview with a gentleman that has been going to his 4 neighboring states, buying every and any Switch that he sees, then selling them for a 100%, 50 to 100% uptake on eBay.
That's it, because Switches are now selling for over $700.
yeah.
Oh yeah, this is before COVID.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when the demand's up for these things, like, it's shitty. I get it. You know, I'm not, you know, like, it sucks. You go to buy something that cost X and like they don't have it. I actually looked up the console on Amazon, and it was so right now it's $565 on Nintendo Switch with Greg Joy-Con plus Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is a $399 console, I think,
With a $59 game.
yeah, so that's marked up by like, you know, about $100+ and you know, it sucks. Pro controller still, I think the Pro controller was $90, wasn't it? Or was it
My Pro controller was $69.99.
Yeah,
So
mine
that's
was $70, and the Switch is $299.99.
You sure that's not the light one?
That is not
The light
light
is
one.
$199. The light
Okay.
sells for $199.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
these are $300 consoles that are going for over $700 now.
okay, so I got an Xbox One X for $420, which I think is pretty much in its price range. The 1 terabyte Xbox One X with Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order bundle, and I think this includes like a month of, yeah, so 1 month of EA access, and I think you get 2 years of Xbox All Access or something like that, Game Pass, whatnot. That goes for $350, which is what it was. It's reasonable. So this isn't going up. This crap isn't being price gouged. This is not in demand. These things are not seen it. I think what it is it's Animal Crossing is out. People want to play it. A lot of people are talking about it. There's 3 people in your household, Damok, that needed to play it. There's 1 person, at least in your household. There's other people I'm hearing about who are like, oh yeah, I gotta play that game. I love that game. Like, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you guys, honestly, because my God, I do chores every day. Why the hell do I want to do digital chores?
I never said I was playing it, but yes,
I know, but there are 3 people in your household.
There are now
watching.
3 separate Nintendo Switches in this house, and I was lucky to pick up... Well, technically there's 4, because God is staying with me temporarily. So yeah, there are now 4 Nintendo Switches in this house. 2 of them are technically mine, but I haven't touched them. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's just Animal Crossing. As much as Animal Crossing super popular, the Nintendo Switch was shipping from Amazon as an essential item. It was shipping from websites from everyone as essential. How many kids are now trapped indoors? How many places can you not even go out in your front yard anymore because they're like, hey, whoa, this is getting shitty. You can go in the backyard, but think of all the kids who don't actually have yards to go into. And all the
like
kids
apartments,
townhomes, all that stuff, man. All those kids are trapped inside.
Well, townhomes have these little tiny lots that are like 1 foot by 1 foot.
Sure, yeah. Let them go fucking hang out in a 1 foot by 1 foot grassy knoll thing. Like, woo, hey, this is great.
I don't know if I'd call it a knoll. It's usually just, you know, just a slope, you know. If it's, you know, it probably is sloped, you know, drainage things, you know. There's these technical things that we have to consider when we're building things.
Right, just blame the engineer.
Side note, Brittany and I are going through signing the lease right now in a townhome. So come May,
yes, exactly.
we're moving
Blame
in
the
together.
engineer.
We're finally moving in together.
Congratulations, man. Seriously.
Thank you. Fuck you, Zyber.
Congratulations. Just remember, after you sign, make sure you get that engineer's name, email, physical address or something.
Oh, I'm renting this place. I'm not concerned about it.
Right, but you can tell them, hey, look, this is what I think you did wrong.
I'm not a building engineer. I'm a bridge engineer, so I don't really have a ground. I don't have a leg to stand on. But anyway, so
well, you know your supports. You could tell them,
do.
hey, your supports are wrong.
I can tell them that they're weak and tell them that they're not adequate.
Yeah, because
bridges have bigger supports than this. We're talking like 36-inch diameter concrete pipes, piles. But anyway, so Yobadashi Camera Umedida restocked two popular products, Ring Fit Adventure and the Nintendo Switch Animal Crossing New Horizons Edition. The results was hundreds of people lining up in an orderly manner to purchase these products, and it's unclear how many units were offered that day. That's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you look at the pictures, they're not 6 feet away from each other either.
Right, and if it's anything like the state I'm in, our governor is urging the local law enforcement of each county to absolutely enforce the $1,000 fine.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. Just stay at fucking home, dude.
$1,000?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay, so Canada has something similar. Let's see. I want to figure out the Canadian dollar to the US dollar. So $1 Canadian is equal to about 75 cents right now. So $289 Canadian. So about $205 US to $1,000 Canadian, which is about $715 US, is the range for their violating the stay-at-home orders that they have over there. They've got a range, but you're telling me that they go full speed right to $1,000.
Oh yeah, both people involved. Like if we were all at say the grocery store, and we were like 2 feet away from each other, we all get ticketed.
No shit.
Oh, yeah.
So what if I have Johnny in the cart? Not that I have a Johnny that I'm aware of, but if I have a kid who's in the cart.
Well, that I think they'd see some sort of exemption. And I'm
Hopefully.
sorry, I'm going to tell anyone that comes up to me, if I'm out with my wife getting groceries, oh, you're not 6 feet apart. Fuck you, I'm with my wife.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, like, why the fuck does it matter? Like,
Come
if
at me,
she's
bro.
going to give it to me, I think we've already gotten it. We've already passed it at this point.
So, I don't know about you guys, but have your speed limits just become non-existent everywhere now? And, like, rules of the road are just fucking
and it's
gone?
pissing me off.
No. So I had to go to the office this past weekend to print some stuff out. They actually had the DMS signs. Those are digital message signs for those of you who don't know what the hell that is. And it had on there, speeding ruins your day. Slow down. I was like, that's the weirdest thing. Like, usually they like the last time I was like, had to drive into work, it had like the COVID travel restrictions. And it was like the last DMS sign I saw before I got off had the COVID travel restrictions thing, information, go to this website. But, I have seen people do some crazy shit on the road. I just knock that up to it's the same assholes that are out on the road when we aren't under, house, or quarantines or whatever. All there is there's less dumbasses on the road because everyone knows the fuck how to drive. Everyone changes lanes when they're supposed to. And it's been fucking glorious driving into work until I had to start working from home.
I've been hitting a lot of dumb shits. Absolute dumb shits that are ignoring the rules of the road, ignoring how they got their license, which I think they just pulled it out of the fucking Cracker Jack box anyways. So there's that.
In Virginia, 80 miles an hour, 20 miles over any speed, or 80 miles an hour is automatic reckless driving. You have to go to court. It's not a ticket. You have to go in front of a judge. 95 is notorious for being a shithole spot that, there's always 5 to 10 people I see in the morning going over 80, and then you always see a bunch of them lined up with cop cars behind them. I went up to the office just briefly for like less than an hour a couple weeks ago and got on 95, and I'm not saying that I was doing any speed crazy, but if I had not been going at a speed that may have gotten me pulled over and sent to court, I would have gotten run off the road. People were flying past me. But they were observing for the first time I have ever seen this in the state of Virginia. The very first time, the left-hand lane seemed to be for passing only.
I know, right? I love it. It's fucking great. I drive on 95 down here in Florida, and oh my God, every morning, if you leave after 6:15 a.m. in the morning, you have these flippin' idiots who do not know that the left lane is for one thing and one thing only. You pass, you get the hell back over. I don't care if it's 3 lanes, I don't care if it's 2 lanes. You pass someone, and then you get the hell over. And when someone's coming up on you, you don't just sit there and drink your margarita that you're not supposed to be drinking while you're driving out of your styrofoam cup or whatever you're doing, or texting or jerking off or whatever the fuck it is that people do while they're sitting in the left lane going 65 miles an hour and a posted 70.
Oh my God, dude. Rubbing one out at 92 miles an hour is fucking amazing.
At 92 is acceptable.
Especially when you're on a crotch rocket.
Acceptable at 92, right? You're still passing everyone.
Yeah, usually. So it's like, I would come up on someone and then they see me and they go, oh, turn on their blinker, and they'd get over. They'd turn on their fucking blinker and then they get over. And then I'd see someone coming up behind me and I turn on my blinker and I get over. Or I'd come up on someone and they'd be coming up on a long line of cars and they see me coming up on them and they're like going just a little bit slower than they should be in the left lane. You know what they do? They speed up. I've never seen it before. It's, oh my God. I could cry. It's so beautiful. I'm going to be so sad when this is all over.
Seriously, if you want to have, like, you know, fucking Mad Max and Road Warriors kind of shit, come up here. It's fucking ridiculous.
No, we still have those. You still see those, like, super pimped up trucks and they're driving like assholes, but they seem to be staying in the right lane and the middle lane. They're cutting people off, they're brake checking, they're being complete and utter assholes, but they're staying out of the left lane, which is very peculiar in Virginia because normally they're the assholes to do 55 and a 70 in the left-hand lane. Now they're staying out of the left-hand lane, but I think they're worried because people are all carrying guns now.
Yeah, I'm talking about, like, Elantras and shit like that, driving like assholes.
Yeah, oh God, it's horrible. But moving on, let's get back to games, nerds, and alcohol. So, this is not about Elite Dangerous. Never mind. So this is the chunky space sandbox I didn't know I wanted. And this was written by Team Binge Post, and it's Binge Post is the website it came from, and it's about Avorion. Anybody ever heard of this game?
Oh, yeah.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Damok, tell us about this game and your addiction to this game, if it exists.
So my addiction does not exist for this game. I've looked at it a lot. It seems like a lot of fun. You guys ever played, like, well, obviously everybody's played Minecraft. You'd be, a liar if you say you don't at least know what it is. So it's kind of Minecrafty Space Engineers, if you ever played that one. And it's a voxel-based space sim that's made, honestly, just to have a lot of fun and screw around. It's a cut and dry from what I've seen of it. I've watched a bunch of videos. I've been following it. I've been meaning to pick it up. It's a cut and dry, build ship, get resources, build bigger ship, get resource, build bigger ship, get resources, build multiple ships so you can have your own fleet, get resources, upgrade those ships, make them bigger, have a good time doing it, I'm sure, because most games are, just resource farms. It looks fun, especially if you can deal with the graphics, because it is voxel based, so it's going to be more clunky and chunky, like they're saying. It looks fantastic, but right now, because of I have Elite Dangerous installed, and that's all the space sim I'm going to need for a while.
So, how does this compare to Elite Dangerous and another game where you're gathering and you're in space, like No Man's Sky?
I I'm not a fan of No Man's Sky, so I'm probably not the best person to review it. I tried to play it.
Yeah, you need Cecil for that.
Yeah, that's a Cecil thing.
Cecil, you want to chime in on this?
Why, yes, everybody, I do. Because my balls have come back, and I've decided to just jump on the show randomly. Let's do this, okay? So, No Man's Sky did a great update to it. I'm really fucking loving it. But then Damok and Co. told me I should play Elite Dangerous. And I said, I don't know how to play Elite Dangerous. I'm going to go ahead and play No Man's Sky, because I need a new freighter.
Mac.
I'm going to go now.
I believe he said Mac.
Oh, yeah. Mac.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Cecil.
Enjoy that Mac, brother.
So how does this compare to Elite Dangerous?
This one is you harvest your resources, and from what I have seen, you can customize and build out your spaceship to your specification as long as you have the resources. You don't have to have I did, these 10 types of missions or mining or whatever the fuck you did in Elite Dangerous, and then you can buy a pre-built spaceship that has very set features. This one's going to be more for, not to say the Elite Dangerous isn't fun, but Elite Dangerous can also be a job. There's a lot to do in it, and it's not super friendly for the first 100 hours or so. But this game, it looks like it's more fun. I can
confirm that.
Oh man, Elite is so
only in the
good.
first 100 hours. Just you got to get through that, and it's fun.
Well, so there's a laughing joke, but it's pretty serious about Elite Dangerous. The first 250 hours you play the game, you're a newbie. After 500 plus hours, you have the general idea of how to play the game, and you can move forward and have a great time. After 1,000 hours is when you actually understand how the game mechanics work and how you're actually supposed to be playing the game, and you have a lot more fun.
I don't even think I got to 1,000 hours in the original Destiny game, so what the fuck are you guys doing with your life?
But Elite Dangerous is very specific. All the people that are waiting for the game that I swear, I don't care, is never going to come out, Star Citizen, they're looking for the hardcore elite spaceship simulator that is going to be just the cream of the crop. And right now, you only have Elite Dangerous. Sure, Star Citizen has these releases, but they are a buggy fucking mess every time I've looked them up. And some people tout up, oh, you can get past the bugs, it's okay. No, I've watched the fucking bugs. I can't get past those bugs. Those are game breaking. But maybe someday, Star Citizen will come out. I doubt it, but yeah, for the moment, we have Elite.
Starbound, which is a Terraria Minecraft type game, when it first came out, the first 5 years, it was buggy as hell, build after build. And some of the build patches would wipe the entire game. So that's something that I'm used to. So if the game's fun, I could get past it.
No, I can't. That's game breaking to me. If I'm playing the game and I'm having a good time and all of a sudden it's like, boop, your progress is wiped. Now, if they say it's an early access game, like Star Citizen's an early access game, I know it's going to be loaded with bugs, but it's got such game breaking bugs in it that it's not going to be worth it for me to even play at the moment. That does not mean that it's not worth it for other people, because I'm sure that there are tons of people, as proven by the stupid amounts of money being spent, are enjoying the game.
Speaking stupid amounts of money. We talked last week about The Last of Us and how Damok thinks that we're all getting fucked by Naughty Dog because they're delaying the game indefinitely. But the PlayStation Store, after the indefinite delay, has removed it from its store, so you cannot pre-order it.
They're issuing full refunds to anyone that pre-ordered.
So, Damok, do you think Naughty Dog's regretting their decision?
So, they're offering full refunds? I haven't seen that part.
Yep. I read last night article that they're sending out refunds on the game.
So, I'm still... yeah, okay. So, according to PlayStation Sport page, the people who pre-ordered Iron Man VR and Last of Us 2 digitally will receive an automatic refund. Refund. Just so they can try and milk the fucking game later because they're being assholes about their fucking launch because they know that they're not going to make the money. And Final Fantasy VII has already soaked up everybody's goddamn money.
Yeah, but that was money that they had that they may have spent. Depends on how they hold those assets for pre-orders.
Oh.
Everyone does something different. You know, like your security deposit on your apartment or your home is usually held in a non-interest gaining account that the homeowner does not touch. I don't know if businesses take those pre-orders and do something similar to that to avoid, so that way if shit hits the fan, they can be like, all right, here's your money back. But Naughty Dog either had to pay out a lot of money or they just had to remove the money that they had in their assets to refund all of these people who did digital orders.
I mean, normally you would be right, but you didn't hear, did you? You know, Epic just bought Sony, so everything's Epic exclusive. And Epic just said, nah, fuck it, we'll pay everyone. You guys have a stunned look on your face. I'm bullshitting, dude. I'm talking on my ass. Don't get all like
I'm
crazy.
about to say, like, Epic makes enough money to buy Sony? That's impressive.
Right?
Sony Games Division? Yeah, Epic probably makes as much.
That
if
look
not
was
more.
me about to say bullshit to you.
I don't know if Sony would sell their gaming division. I mean, Sony makes a lot of money on movies, on electronics, and games. And to remove one of those assets is like cutting off a limb for Sony.
I think the only thing that would happen Sony-wise is if Disney came up and said, hey, we'll suck your dick this time if you suck our dick next time.
And that's how we got the next Spider-Man movie coming out.
No, that's definitely Sony sucking Mickey's dick.
Possibly.
Sony wasn't going to be able to do anything with it because Disney would have fucking just changed it all up and gone from there. There was no way Sony could do anything.
Yeah, but they still would have. They still own Spider-Man. They can do whatever they want with Spider-Man. They could make their own Spider-Man, Spider-Verse crap.
Except they were not able to continue on with the Spider-Man that they had just made because that Spider-Man was owned by Disney, not Sony. But Sony owned the rights to use Spider-Man, so it was going to be a really nasty mess.
Oh, that was nasty.
Yeah,
the cat. Dude, that was great. That was great. Only if our show was released in video as well, you would have been able to see a cat tackle the fuck out of another cat.
You know, I've actually been thinking about this. I thought about it today before we started recording. Randomly, at some point in the show, going live on Discord for people to watch. I don't know if I could do that.
We'd have to do it in, say, a Discord chat. But you can't do video. Shit. I don't know how we do it then.
If I could figure it out,
well,
please email us.
Actually, hold on. If we did it in another service that has video, I could do it through Elgato or that service if they have an app on Discord.
Okay. So if you like that idea, please email us at G.N.A podcast at GNAinyourdNA.1. Email us and we'll get on that.
Like the Chrome Hangout thing, Google Hangout or whatever, that has video. And, well, if you sync your Chrome to Discord for, like, the game stuff, like, it says Dark Crystal, but that's my Chrome. So I could share that. Or you could share it, or whoever.
Yeah. It'd be one of the cast members. So, yeah, email us that if you're interested in that. But, well, no surprise. The link posted by D doesn't work. Does not compute. Error 404.
You're talking about the DualSense controller, right?
Yeah, the interesting controller that PlayStation's coming out. It's longer than the normal one. Whatever. People are always ragging on people about doing weird shit.
Haters gonna hate.
That's right. If it's comfortable, I don't really give a fuck what it looks like.
Exactly. That's all I care. If it feels good in my hands, great. I'll play with it.
Honestly, PlayStation, when they came out with PlayStation 1, the DualShock was a lot more comfortable than the Nintendo 64 controller. Like, cause it was either you were like holding the sides because for some reason you needed to hold the left and the right side to do what you needed to do. directional pads, C, and bumpers. But for me, it was always the middle and the right. Or maybe I could have used the middle and the left in some games, but it's stupid. It made no sense to do it that way. But it worked. And then when they came out with the GameCube controller, it was a lot better. PlayStation still did its thing. You know, there was still the DualShock. They added vibration to it and all this other stuff. Xbox controller made sense. And you know, all those DualShock controllers have been, you know, whatever you want, the style has been making sense. So if the longer handles for some reason work, then fine.
They do. They absolutely do. And I've mentioned this a couple times. I think Sony's DualShock controllers are trash. I fucking hate them. They hurt my hands. They're uncomfortable to hold for over an hour. They're just, the placement of the buttons is piss poor. I fucking hate them. I love the Xbox controllers. Even from the original Xbox, everybody's like, oh, it's this giant clunky thing. That giant clunky thing, if you set it down on your knee and you were playing, it was super comfortable. The button placement was just fine. As they progressed, the Xbox One controllers are probably the hands down the best controllers that I have used. I am very excited.
Which model? Which model?
Fuck, I don't know. The new one.
Because the
one.
Okay. I'm going back to Xbox One.
Yeah, no,
first
one,
Xbox.
and I love that controller, and I know that everybody hated it.
Was
I love
horrible.
it.
It was big. It was bulky. It was ridiculous.
Loved it. Loved the button placement. You could hold the controller for hours on end. The DualShock controllers, after an hour, it like right here, my hands. It just, I can't do it, and I have to put the controller down. Can't play. You ever played? I know you guys have owned the original NES, right? And you've played with those square fucking controllers. You ever played with those controllers so long that you can't bend your hand because you get that crease mark like right here in the center, and it's super, super painful from holding those fucking corners on that thing? Yeah, dude, that's what the PlayStation DualShock controllers... Yeah, there you go. Zyber's got the controllers. I got two of them over there. But
Never owned it.
Really? Okay.
Nope. My neighbor did, and we'd go over and we played Super Mario World. We play some motor cross game racing. We played that, and then he used to have Duck Hunt. That was fun. Loved that. Duck Hunt was my favorite game for like years. Even when all the newer games came out and were all so much better, Duck Hunt was my fucking favorite. Cannot beat the light gun. The GameCube controller wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad. It was better than the 64 controller by far.
It was. So what I've been apparently seeing the exaggerated PlayStation controller. This newer one that I've seen from PlayStation Blog is not as crazy. It doesn't have like these super long freaking handles. To show you guys what I'm looking at.
I posted the link. We're looking at the same thing. blog.us.playstation.com.
Yeah, so what I've seen looks more like it's got like really long handles, like exaggeratedly long, like you literally could put your fist around it and touch the
like
bottom
the PlayStation Boomerang controller?
Yeah, that's what it looks like, a freaking boomerang. There we go. Found it.
I see that Zyber has the Steam controller blue. Have you ever used a Steam controller?
No, I have not.
All right.
Show me that Steam controller.
Yeah, by far, that one right there has been the absolute... It's a little wonky because of the touchpad stuff that they did to it instead of giving you the different options. It has some drawbacks to it, but as far as comfort... I can hold the Steam controller all day and enjoy it, and really, really excited to see PlayStation get away from that shit design.
It has a lot of learning curve. It really does have a lot of learning curve
because
on
of the touchpad.
Controller.
It's the touchpads and the weird feedback.
And the very sensitive trigger buttons on the bottom. Oh, fuck, dude.
It takes a while
None
to
of
get
my
used
controllers have the Elite, Pro, whatever triggers. And when I get kind of excited in the game, I start to grip the controller. And I hit those fucking things and trigger something I don't want to trigger.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Steam controller, it has some drawbacks, but as far as comfort of holding it the entire gaming session, awesome. And like I said, I'm so excited to see PlayStation move away from the shittiness of their DualShock controllers to something that actually looks like I can hold it and play for hours.
I'm perfectly fine with the PlayStation DualShock controllers.
I'm looking at it, and I'm really not seeing how it's better. It looks so much similar to the PlayStation 4 controller, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's the angles are going to be better, but it's hard to tell from a picture versus looking at something close up. But I know there were people a couple years ago that actually were making aftermarket PS4 controllers that were modeled after the Xbox controller, and you could buy those to use on your PlayStation. And they, like for the people who liked, because like some people would talk about, it's like, yeah, the Xbox controller's got that weight to it, and then the PlayStation DualShock is just like, it's light, and it's like, I don't like that. Like, I know people talk about that, like the only reason why they like the Elite controller is because it's heavier. Like they don't like any of that. They're not using any of the other crazy stuff or the button configurations or the sensitivities or this or that. It's heavier.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me, but whatever. If that works for you, works for you, I guess.
It
to each his own.
If you're playing the games for hours on end, you have to have some weight to it. And what I found is, and maybe I just need to try one of the PlayStation Elite controllers, and maybe that's my problem, because those really light DualShock controllers, I find myself pushing in on the damn thing so much because it's so light and it's there and you grip it real tight and you're moving, and especially playing like a shooter game and you're turning and having it. And Zyber, I see your Xbox original controller, and I still gotta say, put your hands around the thing and then rest your fucking elbows and wrist down and just bounce it like this, like you're playing the game like you would sitting in front of a fucking TV on the couch. And that Xbox, the original Xbox controller was fun.
I always found it very bulky and uncomfortable. I loved it when they slimmed it down.
And okay, that's fair enough.
The 360 to the Xbox One, Xbox One. They slimmed it and everything. The weight's a little bit more. Like I don't even think this has. Nope, this isn't even having a battery in it. It's got some weight to it, and it's from what I remember the last time I held a PlayStation controller. This is just a regular Xbox One controller. This is not an Elite controller. It's got no battery in it, and it's still heavier than the PS4 controller from what I remember the last time I held one. Well, maybe I held a PS3 controller. It's been a while. Ratchet & Clank came out on 4.3 first, when they re-released it recently, not the OG Ratchet & Clank.
I honestly have no idea.
Chelsea, if you're listening to this, please email us at G.N.A podcast@G.N.A or DNA.1 with that answer. Please and thank you.
All right. My personal opinion is when, say, like Mad Catz did their first third party for the Xbox. Yeah, that was more comfortable, and I'm glad Xbox took note of that and revamped it to be around this size. That's comfortable. That is like absolutely comfortable.
I don't know. I grew up on Nintendo. I grew up on GameCube, 64, and then I eventually got a 360. I never went into PlayStation. I played PlayStation. I remember playing on a PlayStation controller, playing games on there. It was different. I never played hours, so I really can't say if it's bad or not. But the weight's a difference. The PlayStation one was always lighter. And I guess what I've always liked is the trigger. The triggers are better than bumpers. Like I hold this one with my fingers on the triggers like I'm holding guns. and I'm ready to shoot down range because kids, you should never put your finger on the trigger until you've acquired your target and you're ready to engage your target. Gun safety randomly thrown into there. But bumpers, I always put both. I put my index and my middle finger on both bumpers. And I do that for both the left and the right side. And it always felt kind of weird playing that way. But like I would never do like a single bumper thing and switch like one bumper each side and switch up and down. But it was always like
all right,
my
hold
finger.
on. Hold the phone 1 second. We could always go back to
What the fuck is that? Is that the Dreamcast controller?
No, this is Xbox 360 arcade controller.
Oh, okay.
But like this joystick style from like say Atari.
Oh, all right.
And the like twisty kind of thing from Atari.
You know what? I had a joystick for the computer, and it had a twist thing, but that was for quickly adjusting your sensitivity with like if you wanted to like have like more sensitivity or less sensitivity. And then in one game that kind of helped control like speed for something. But it was really weird. But anyway, moving on from that, I know we're getting kind of long in the teeth right here, or for our West Virginia listeners, long in the tooth. But Gears 5 is currently free on Steam and Windows 10, and it's going to last until you've already missed it if you're listening to this podcast, because that ends on Sunday, April 12th. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're sorry this is coming out late to you, but if you're in our G.N.A Discord, then you would know about this because we posted this. But it's currently free on Steam and Windows 10. I think I tried to download it on my Xbox. I haven't checked because I've been so busy, but I'm going to see if I can. So you got until Sunday, the end of Sunday, to get involved. And it's part of Xbox, Microsoft's, Microsoft, Xbox, whatever. They're free to play days. And this is all to get you to get into it. The campaign's one thing, but what really gets you, what I always found fun about Gears, wasn't necessarily the multiplayer. I never liked it. Gears to me is always this, you're always this heavy, clunky player that just goes, huh! Into a wall and you shoot out of cover. Like, it's shooting cover games are not, in my opinion, shooters. James Bond, 007, GoldenEye, shooter. Call of Duty, shooter. Halo, shooter. That's my idea of a shooter. When they started throwing in multiplayer with The Division, like, I was like, it's a cover-based game. This gets a little screwy in my head.
Well, sorry to interrupt you, but like Metal Gear Solids are pretty much cover-based games.
Yeah, and so it's like the multiplayer aspect to me didn't make much sense. So what I always found fun outside of the campaign, doing it on like the insane difficulty with friends, so you could all like really test the bonds of your friendship, and do you find out who your true friends are? The ones that are going to get you up when you need to get up, or the ones that are going to, put up with you when you die constantly. Sorry.
Sorry.
It was horde mode. Like, those were a lot of fun. Like, I always had fun playing with the guys and gals over at 3-player co-op. We'd get on there.
Like wave elimination kind of thing?
Yeah, like doing like 50 waves in a night. There was one point I literally fell asleep because I would play with people who are so high leveled, so they have like all the advantages with all the different skills, and they would just like repair. Nothing would ever like break. It would get weak and then it'd get repaired, like between the phases or in the middle of the wave. And so literally it would get to the point where I was like on a turret, and I'm like in my gaming chair, and I'm like leaning back, and I'm just holding down the trigger and releasing to avoid the gun from overheating. And I'm just like shooting people as they're trying to come into this tiny room that we've secluded ourselves in. I fell asleep, and Colby recorded me snoring. why we're playing.
Sounds like a old episode of G.N.A. when it first started, and Totes fell asleep, and it was recorded that he was snoring.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are a lot of fun. Like it's cool. Like they figured, and it's like they figured out this was the best strategy. This is the best place, the most cover, the most advantage. I mean, I've played with other people before who don't do that, and it's a lot more intense. Like you have to like big monsters and all this other crap coming along, bosses every 5 waves. And that's always been the fun part about Gears to me. So, I mean, I'm going to try to take advantage of it this weekend. We'll see how well that works. But, y'all, you going to get in on this? Like, none of us are running Macs or Linuxes. Sure, we've all got Windows, right?
I've never been a Gears fan.
Yeah, I like Gears, but I'm not going to jump on for a day. If I'm going to play the game, I want, like, my time to play it, not, I got to rush to play it.
Well, I mean, you could at least poke in there, and if you really want it to continue it, you could always buy it, or wait till it goes on sale. This actually, my first exposure, I had been exposed to Halo. Was I exposed to Halo before this? No, I wasn't. I didn't know anything about Halo. Did not know anything about Gears. We had a lock-in. Last camp out of the year is Memorial Day weekend. But one year we did a lock-in after that in June. So the Boy Scout troop, we got together at the chapel, the church, and we did lock-in in the fellowship hall. And they let us...
That's a double threat.
Yeah. Boy Scouts
in churches?
There's an Episcopal church, Catholic Light. I had a lot of good experiences.
So
Boy
just
Scout.
Slightly rapey.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Maybe the Episcopal church, but the Boy Scouts to me never had these fucking problems that people talk about. But whatever, Boy Scouts is dying. Anyway, moving on. So we actually had, because it's always been a rule, no electronics. Game Boys. The only electronic you were allowed to have is a digital watch on your wrist. That's it. But anyway, so we had like TVs, and there was these group of people and they had Halo, and I was like, and I checked that out, and I was like, it's a shooter game. One of my buddies was playing. I was like, sure, I'll play. And I hopped in and we played like a couple of matches. It was so much fun. This is the OG Halo. And then there was someone who was like, Gears. And I'm like, Gears? And I looked at it and I was like, this seems such like a visceral, gory game. And I had this thing that I went through in a phase that I wasn't into these games, mostly because I watched Resident Evil 3, the original one, and I got sick from that at a buddy's house. But anyway, moving on. So I was like, all right, let me check this out. And someone mentions this, this game's great. I'm like, well, what's so great about it? It's like, you get a fucking chainsaw attached to an assault rifle. I'm like, okay. And just like, and it got so, like, the glory kills got so much better. Like, when you just, like, you take that chainsaw gun and you turn it upside down and you just...
it's called the Lancer?
The Lancer, yeah. You turn the Lancer upside down and you literally just take the chainsaw from their groin area and drive it all the way up through their head to execute them. Oh, glorious. It's always been a fun game.
Yeah, I went and got the prop gun of the Lancer. I don't have anywhere to display it, otherwise it would be displayed. But yeah, I'm glad I got that thing.
Make a place to display. Did you get
I don't have room for it.
If it wasn't you, Zyber, I would tell someone like you need to make room for it. Oh my god! Really?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to fuck up your conversation.
No. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Arizona tea, the tea that you can get for $1 and you get a tall fucking can at the gas station, now comes in a hard version. Arizona Tea confirms the launch of hard tea, alcoholic beverage. Thank you, Arizona Tea. And it's the one they're premiering this with is the green tea. I love their green tea. They got a mango one. Just, I don't even know if it's fucking tea at this point. It's just a fucking mango drink. That's delicious too.
Well, at least you didn't say Earl Grey.
We don't talk about Earl Grey on this show. They're popular nice. What the hell? When is this coming out?
It doesn't say. It just says that they've actually confirmed that Arizona is going to make their green tea with 5% alcohol.
It's a flavored vodka beverage. You could put so many better things in tea.
No, vodka
like
makes
whiskey?
sense. Vodka makes sense.
For green tea, maybe. But when
Right,
we start
we're looking at green tea. We're looking at
Okay.
green tea. That's what they're advertising.
Okay.
That's the green tea with ginseng and honey and vodka.
All right. It's only 5% alcohol by volume in this photo. It's a little low.
Okay, so it's a little low. How many
But
of
that's
those
a beer.
can you fucking...
You know, and
how many of those are going to pound?
If they're 99 cents a
Probably
piece,
3
a
or
lot.
4. Probably 3 or 4 of those tall boys for have to piss like a racehorse every 10 minutes.
If they come in at 99 cents a can, sure.
Right?
Like 23 ounce.
Right?
I'll pound a lot of those.
Might be 5%, but 5% put you on your ass when you're like, oh, I can do 9 of these. Oh, God, I can't do 9 of those things.
I don't drink a lot of beer usually. Like, I got sick once drinking. I had a Sea Dog Blue Paw, which is blueberry lager, and Guinness. But I normally don't drink more than 3 or 4 at a time. But anyway, we're getting really long in the teeth, as I mentioned earlier. And Zyber's starting to play the music, so I'm supposed to go off stage. But Zyber, where can they find you, my good sir?
Well, if you're so inclined to hunt me down, you can find me at the county jail for killing people driving like morons, because I end up driving like a moron and running them off the road. No, not really. I wouldn't do that kind of thing. But seriously, if you want to find me, you can find me palling around on the G.N.A. Discord, the G.N.A. Facebook, Twitter, as well as my own Facebook, Twitter. I also have a Twitch and Mixer account that you could catch me painting things every once in a while. Haven't done it because, well, I need to get a face mask so I don't breathe in harsh paint spray and fumes. It kind of hurt my lungs for a day or two. You could also check out my Instagram. That's all ZYBERBLOOD.
Thank you, sir. And Damok, where can the lovely people find you?
Normally you'll be able to find me in Discord, but after I just went on Twitter and confirmed that Arizona iced tea, where they said rumors confirmed, available in Canada, I will be in Canada for the next couple weeks trying to get me some of this Arizona green tea hard alcohol. So, yeah, I should probably leave now. You gentlemen have a great night.
You too, sir.
Hey, Langel,
crossing that border.
Can you send us all down a package, please?
Oh, yeah, we have people in Discord that do that. Canada people, I'll be nice to you. Please, send it.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, BlueShark45, and you can find me on Twitter at BlueShark45. You can also find me in our G.N.A. Discord, 3-player co-ops Discord, where you can see me begging for Arizona hard tea when it comes out, as well as other Discords such as Bullets and Beers, Geek Squatch, and Mulehorn Gaming.
We hope you enjoyed the show. G.N.A. Games, Nerds, and Alcohol. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Reviews help people find the show, so if you enjoy listening to us, let other people know. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play Music, Podcast Addict, Player FM, Stitcher, Spreaker, MyTuner, Your Listen, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and a whole bunch of other places. If we aren't someplace, let us know. We'll upload there.
You can also follow us on Twitter or Facebook by searching at G.N.A. Podcast. You can also join our Discord chat. Just see the pinned tweet.
We do a game show night every first Saturday of every month on Mixer at www.mixer.com/G.N.A. podcast.
Join us every Wednesday night at 19:30 Eastern Time on cast.gg for Anime Night, hosted by Blue Shark 45.
And join us every second Saturday of the month for Horror Movie Night, hosted by Zyberblood.
We want to thank Morgan BS Photography for our artwork and logo. Check him out at morganbs.com.
And please email us at G.N.A podcast at GNAinyourdNA.1 with all your questions, comments, or death threats. We would love to hear from you. And last but not least, please be sure to check out our website at website. Did you know we had a website, Zyber?
Wait, when did that happen?
I don't know.
Are we that famous now that we have a website?
I guess
that
so.
It warrants a website?
Damok, have you heard of said thing?
You guys told me you pre-recorded all my shit and I'm no longer allowed to say the website anymore.
No, we did last week. We used you.
www. Fuck, dude, I really want some of this Arizona green tea hard alcohol. I'm really gonna be upset all goddamn night that I can't have it. .com or GNApodcast.com, but fuck, dude, I want some Arizona hard iced tea.
Amen. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we leave you. Have a lovely night.
Alright, take care, gentlemen.
Yeah, have a good night, brothers.